Oh, well, well. It is Thursday night or Thursday morning. And it's going to be Thursday night, of course, coming up. Unless you're in the UK. And it's already Thursday afternoon. And we have Tech Talk with M60 today. And it's starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And that should be fun. Oh, yeah! And, of course, tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, we have story time with Grok again. That's another thing. But tomorrow I also got to get some tobacco and preferably some whole milk. And so I don't get my food stamps until Wednesday. Now, I don't want to use the money for Chris Bliss, so it's donated to PayPal because that's for the PayPal. That's for the Chris Bliss trip. So if anyone feels like donating a few bucks into the Botrix so that I can get some milk, that would be nice. Otherwise, I have to go shake my ATM. And the problem is that I'm already down to $200 in cash in my checking account. So ain't gonna happen, honey. Sorry. Look, I know you guys want stimulus checks. I've heard people say that so long. That ain't happening, Carlos. Because the Congress doesn't care about you or me or anyone else. They're worried about those stupid little projects that have nothing to do with us. Hello, Voiceless. How you doing today? So, just want to explain that to you guys. It's cool today, which is nice because it's gonna be a high of, I think it's supposed to be a high of 23. It don't feel bad. It's overcast. I wouldn't be surprised if there's rain out there. Yes, indeed, there is rain outside. I can see. It looks like it definitely is rain out there. Could be wrong, but let me check here. To you more specifically. Yep, confirmed. Yep, it's raining. So tomorrow I gotta try to get some stuff. And the reason is because it's supposed to be less rain, and even less rain on Saturday. Saturday is supposed to be overcast. As I said, I don't get my disability until the 3rd, and I don't get my food stamps until the 5th. Yeah, how you doing, David? Welcome to the show this morning. Morning to you. Yep. Not much left. Did you get a chance to listen to any of the stories I sent to the science group? I sent you a whole ton of stories. I like the kitty cat one. That one's kind of cute, and that this animatronic kitty cat got a second chance. There was one about a real cat too. It's a different story, but that one's enough to make you livid. But the one with the AI cat's cute, but the one with the real cat, which I don't know where it is, was this cat was used by evil people to hold secrets and using a cat as the equivalent of a USB thumb drive. Understanding the concept. And the person that rescued the cat had spent a lot of time to remove the neurological implants in the real cat. That story, I don't know where that one is. I'm sorry about that, David S. I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Actually, it was 23 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, I would enjoy it a lot. Thank you. Just keep the wind low and it wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it's below freezing, but I love 23 degrees Fahrenheit. It's nice. snuggle up in a nice warm heater, or significant other person in a nice warm bed, enjoying a nice hot cocoa. I love the thought. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, there is a couple fiery going around, and of course the parasite. No, my sister cleaned out the system last night, so it was kind of inconveniently during the science show. I had to take 2 restroom breaks to get all the junk out. Hello, Hammer. How you doing today? Good morning to you. Yeah, I had a cough, but I don't have any runny nose. Just had a cough. That's gone now. Yeah, you don't need someone's cooties, do you? Nope. Make sure to wash your hands. Especially in a public restroom. So, anyway, tonight is the science chat. It's Tech Talk with Abe 60. And I don't know what we're going to cover. We've covered a lot of things. We sometimes just crossover between science and tech. And so, some things in the science show we talked about last night could easily be in the tech show. And there are things in the tech show covers that sometimes can be in the science show. But generally, the way we set up the show is the tech show covers things that more or less applies to you right now, kind of stuff. The science show talks about theoretical and applied science, but not necessarily stuff that directly affects you. Oh, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, Chris, because that is something that I saw a video on. This is in food and recipes. Generation Z, 2/3 of Generation Z do not know how to cook. I'm not even talking about shake and bake cooking. I'm talking they do not know how to cook at all. Why? No home ec. That's one reason. So what do? They eat out. They go to DoorDash, they go to Grubhub, right? They spend like at least $30 a meal, adjusting for inflation. And then they wonder where all the money goes. Yet, Generation Z is supposed to be the most health conscious generation. If you're health conscious, do you realize that a lot of the restaurant food you're eating probably may have ingredients in it you don't want? And a price tag you can avoid? Yes. But if you, because of COVID or because other things, were never taught home ec, or your parents never taught you to cook, then you're going to be dependent on someone else cooking for you. I'm Generation X. I cook when I want to. In fact, last night I made a plain double quarter pounder with cheese, with onion powder, black pepper, garlic powder, and fried it to an inch of its life, cooking one side for 7 minutes, the other side for 5. Then slapping on 2 pieces of sandwich bread, followed by 2 slices of cheese in between. Boom. Dinner served. I have been served. I am happy. David, forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I believe you were a Generation X like me, and so you probably have some understanding of how to use the stove. But unfortunately, because the public education system in the United States, a lot of people never learned to cook because the public education cutting back on programs such as learning how to do basic functions like home economics. Well, as I said, Wildcast, I don't know anything about you specifically, but 2/3 of Generation Z can't cook, according to the statistics from the video. 2/3, so 1/3 does know the basics of the kitchen. The other 2/3, you better leave them out of the kitchen unless you want to have your house burned down. Right. Your Generation Y. Well, they still know how to use a kitchen because home ec wasn't exactly phased out of your school yet. Yeah, true. Sometimes a bug just hits you bad. Anyway, I was thinking about what Brittany was saying yesterday morning about. I know she probably was meaning kind of in jest, kind of. I'm going to talk about it even if she wasn't, because I think here's a couple reasons why I'm going to say it. I love mind games, mind puzzles. All right. So she said is maybe you, me, you know, Keldoge could basically build a compound out of little mini sheds. And I said to myself, yeah, okay. All right, so how much at each? How many bedrooms are we talking about? Do we want them as individual sheds, or do we want to maybe find a way to combine them together? I kind of like the individual shed idea. Because the reason is because maybe you might want to have some total privacy and you don't want to be, bothered by other people. Okay? So you think about the little sheds, okay? And they say, okay, so I got a little mini shed. Now, do you want to have central utilities, i.e., if it's going to be solar? Or do you want to have the solar panels, all the battery power supply come to central? Or do you want individual solar panels with the separate charge controllers and batteries and inverters? Same thing with heating. Like if you can heat with propane, do you want each individual one to have their own propane supply? Do you want to have a central distributed propane supply located near the central utilities, which could be where the kitchen is, followed by the bathing area, where bathtubs could be included, or showers to start with. Maybe by a couple tankless water heaters to heat the water for the showers in the kitchen. What about heating system? Do you want to have each one have their own individual space propane space heaters? Would you like to have centralized hot water heat? Maybe heated by a centralized gas boiler, or even an oil fired boiler that then is distributed underground by hot water hydronic heating system to each cabin, which each cabin would have its own individual control valve, that sets thermostatic valve that allows individual cabins to determine its heat supply. I was thinking about that. Yeah, cooking is a skill. Yeah. I get you. How you doing? Spaghetti says cooking is definitely a skill. I don't think it's common sense, really. My parents my parents cooking sucked, so I learned to make some food. But this home shut down really improved my. But shut down really improved my cooking skills. if you ask me about Fauci, I hope they hang him to dry. I hope he gets the death penalty. Allegedly hurting those poor beagles. I'm sorry, but you deserve the death penalty, dude. You're so evil. You're Cruella de Vil. Really, he is. He's Cruella de Vil. What he did to those beagles by ripping out their vocal cords and then doing those horrible things to them. Yeah, okay, I go with the cooking there. I mean, that's true. But also, what the video also said is for some people in Generation Z, they want to spend money on games and subscriptions, but the idea of buying cookware, come on, don't. What does it take? Oh, what, a saucepan? You know, hell. I mean, if you really think about it, a skillet, a saucepan, a spatula, some cooking spoons, a fork, knife, a spoon for eating, a plate, a bowl for one. How hard is that? I mean, cookware is not necessarily the cheapest thing in the world, but you can always go to the Salvation Army and Goodwill and find cookware. There's never a shortage. Oh, even after minimal infection. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I understand the hammer. I get you. So yes, cooking is something along with knowing how to properly clean yourself, provide for your means, like make sure you don't freeze to death. Those are skills you need to know. They're not optional. You know? Oh, I'm not against the raw food diet, Grizz. I'm not against raw food. Except, unfortunately, for some people, once you get to be a certain age, your teeth don't want to cooperate with you. Okay? I mean, really. I mean, if you like raw carrots, raw green peppers, raw onions, tomatoes, potatoes, you know, raw corn, I love raw corn. That's great. But if your teeth ain't going to work with you, you're going to have to cook it. Okay? But you don't have to cook it to an inch of its life either. I don't know about the brain damage, but I do know that in a way it did. Let me explain how. Oxygen loss to the brain. You're right about that. You're right about that, David S. Most people would be totally screwed. No way to get food delivered by Grubhub or Uber Eats, right? Not unless Uber Eats has got bicycles and maybe even a horse. But even then, how are they going to get your order? What are you going to do? Send them a letter? Send me on a letter. I ain't got time to take a slow meal. My love is gone. I'm a moving on. My meal was sent to me by mail. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with fruit juice, vegetable juice. I drink a lot of grape juice. Yeah. Well, I'm not suggesting you eat meat raw. That's definitely out. Um, but I mean, look, you got legumes, you got things like beans, you got peas, you got other legumes you can eat. You don't have to eat meat all the time. Hell, but by the time you ever buy a price of meat at the store, you're saying you're paying $10 a pound. I'm like, at least what used to be like $3 a pound is now over 10. Most people can't afford to buy it. Yeah. I mean, I would not necessarily suggest eating raw meat. Part of the reason is because our human biome has changed so much since our caveman days. We don't have the necessary supporting parasites in our digestive system anymore. Because we don't need it anymore, we got rid of them. A lot of them were kind of killed off when we started going to processed foods. So that's why I would say don't eat, you know, processed foods. But then again, that's what most of us eat today, so well, I don't mind slightly mushy vegetables. Forget overcooked cabbage. I mean, no wait. I take that back. I'll eat cabbage. Um Spinach, ugh, no. I don't like spinach. Um Broccoli, if it's cooked to it turns into a mash, is just does not get my approval. I like my broccoli to be firm or semi-firm, something that feels like a broccoli when it hits my mouth. Not like eating pablum. Absolutely true, David S. That's what it is. I like steaming the vegetables. Notice I said steaming. I didn't say boil. People, Ed used to say we call what he would call steaming, and I told him, I said, Ed, that's not steaming. Throwing your hot dogs in water and beer is not steaming. You want steaming? You have a little thing separating between the water and the thing you're cooking while it's covered. Then the water, which is boiling underneath, produces the steam that cooks the vegetables. That's steaming. What you're doing is boiling your hot dogs in beer, and that is not the same thing as steaming. Yeah. I like roasted potatoes. Yeah, I don't disagree. Um, but yes, if our infrastructure collapses, we'd be almost all of us would be seriously hurting. Right now, I'm drinking powdered milk for Christ's sakes because right now it ran out of whole milk. I mean, liquid milk. So I end up having to make the powdered milk with my coffee this morning, which is drinkable. It sucks, but it's drinkable. But I remember when I did the review on the powdered milk, I said, I'll drink it. I'm keeping my promise. I'm drinking it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Anyway, anyone to come up? Wildcats, you want to come on up? Brittany will probably be up in a little while. Anybody want to come up and say hi? Radish is okay. I like broccoli. I don't think I've ever had alfalfa. Or sorghum, for that matter, either. Oh, I use milk in my coffee. And I use milk in my cereal. And once in a while, I like to knock back a Slim Fast. You know. Okay, that's fine, Leftcast. I got you. Anyway, so I said this the science group. Some of the stories I listened to. And I'd like to welcome you guys to listen to the stories that I put into the science group. I might make them more available in other areas, but I figured instead of just slamming everyone with the story, you and M60 could listen to the stories. They're really cute. They're not short, but they're not. I thought that was the job of Twinkies. Yeah, but you know what, though? Milk is good for the fat, which is good for the brain cells. People don't realize that your brain needs fat. It's actually essential on multiple layers. First of all, it's concentrated energy that doesn't have to go through the liver, so it doesn't, which doesn't increase your A1C. So it's energy that's concentrated, goes straight to the body. And second of all, the LDL cholesterol is used as insulation for your nerves. So unfortunately, I'm starting to get kind of milk intolerant, I think, because of my age. I'm starting to. If I drink too much, my body goes, ugh. You have to drink more of that crap. Like sometimes I have to tell my body, shut up. Look, I ain't got nothing else in here, so that's what we're drinking. Especially the people in the northern climates drink milk. Not everybody is lactose tolerant. There are people that cannot. Southern Europeans can't drink milk because they don't need it. They get enough sunlight coming in and calcium coming in. So they don't need milk. It's the northern Europeans with the shorter days, longer nights that needed milk. Reindeer milk was a thing. Goat's milk, cow's milk. That was important because we needed that. Because we didn't get enough calcium coming in, and we didn't get enough sunlight to help metabolize the calcium. Well, I would definitely say that milk is not necessarily the worst thing to drink. You want to see the worst thing to drink? Alcohol. It's a poison that people drink alcohol all the time. Unfortunately, we've seen the outcome of people who get too crazy on alcohol. Yeah. Yeah, I eat cheese too. You know what? Here's the thing with cheese. Depending on the type of cheese, it could be even worse for you. American processed cheese slices, for example, is mainly a cheese is little red proved out. Now, red proved out is basically a form of cheddar cheese with a plastic emulsifier in it to make it that nice soft cheese that we like to put in our burgers and things. It's processed cheese with plastic in it. All right. Yeah. Oh, feta. I love feta. Yeah, feta's good. Yeah, I don't have a problem with feta cheese. Absolutely correct, Wefcast. Yes, lactose is a sugar. Anything with OSC on the end, lactose, dextrose, fructose, they're sugars. Cellulose. Okay, how many people eat wood pieces? I don't eat wood pulp, but actually you do when you eat grated cheese. As cellulose is often the filler product to prevent it from clumping. Yeah. Of course, you can always make your own grated cheese. Take a whole block of Parmesan and just grate the hell out of it. Oh yeah, I drank in the lactate milk. One time I was out of regular milk, and all they had was the lactate milk. And one time at CVS, so I was like, okay, let's see. This is the only milk in the refrigerator case. There's one lactate milk that was left. I said, no, I'm between a rock and a hard place. I gotta get milk because I need it for my coffee. And so I said, fine, I'll buy it. So I bought it. It was like $6 up for a half a gallon. I was like, holy shit. But I actually did not find it taste bad. I thought it tasted pretty good, actually. So it didn't taste worse than my coffee. Yes, I know, because you couldn't drink the raw water. Yep. I don't know about the ideal body. Unless you want to snuggle up with a big giant space heater that happens to lay right next to you, it could basically roll over and crush you flat if you're that careful. Oh, ice cream? Oh, I can tell you, I can eat ice cream. No problem. Not heavily. I can eat ice cream. Um, Milk? Oh yeah, I'll drink it. The thing is with milk, I found out as I got older, is my body kind of has this limit where it says, "I have had enough." Now, um, drink 16 ounces of milk a day, my body's fine. Drink 32 ounces of milk a day, my body starts to say, "Now hold on there, partner, that's a bit much." Same thing with the cheese. I can eat um for one day, if nothing else, just 2 blocks of cheese and I'm fine. But if you start throwing in everything else, forget it. My body says, "Nah, I'm full. I don't eat anymore. Don't need to give me any extra cheese slabs. I can't handle it." So yeah. Uh that's the thing about getting old. It sucks. You start to notice these things. Oh, really? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. So you got an EpiPen always on hand in case you end up getting stuck with ice cream and you have no choice but get an allergic reaction. $10.35 and I had never been guessed. Just kidding. So Gidget asked me last night a question in the when she was saying the Science Channel. She said, "Why was it originally saying about the goal with Chris Bliss?" And I said, "Because I forgot to change the correction on the scene." Wait, you got individual scenes for individual shows? I said, "Yes, I do." Oh, really? That's interesting. That's a form of an allergy, though. Maybe not the kind that causes your windpipe to close up, but still. But how much the ice cream you buy in the store is even pure ice cream? Because that's another thing. So much the ice cream you buy in the store is so full of artificial ingredients that you really got to wonder what some of the stuff is. Is it the milk or is it the other things that they add to ice cream? Like gargum and other products that simulate to make the milk thicker. Yeah. I haven't bought too many chocolate bars in a long time. Maybe during Easter I might get some chocolate, but I don't usually buy a lot of chocolate anymore. I mean, once in a great while I might buy some, but it's not a regular thing for me. Oh, by the way, I didn't know Primus actually had copyrighted the Grizz song. The stupid motherfucker. I actually had to delete the song because it turns out Primus had copyrighted a song through the United States Copyright Office. So it was not an AI song, or it was an AI song, but it was. So I had to take the song off from yesterday's show. It's just kind of weird. So AI music you can't use either online now because now many people are starting to copyright their AI music. I'm pretty sure you have to call the one frozen dessert the real stuff. Is ice cream. Look at the cardinal. So when we look at the ingredients, that's where the magic is. Okay. Um, it is true American FDA rules are specific on different terminology, but if you look on the carton at the ingredients and you see things like gargum and other types of things added to it to thicken it and certain types of sweeteners, and just gotta be careful. Well, Primus did. Primus registered the Grizz song, and I got a copyright claim on it. And how the hell did they know about Grizz? I mean, he certainly had a lot of subs, but okay. Somebody said I should write an AI song for Noodles. Noodles hates my AI music, so fuck that. I would write a nice song, but unfortunately, he probably would hate it because it's AI. So fuck that. I do want him back here. I do want him back, but I'm not gonna write an AI song for a man who doesn't want AI music. Yes, I know they're a real band. I don't know who did the music for South Park, but well, some of the songs are okay. I'm not gonna lie. Some like Promoter Blues, I makes my even sets my own teeth on edge. Maybe I should redo Promoter Blues. I mean, the idea of Promoter Blues is pretty good. Talking about all these so-called companies that say they'll help you grow your content, but then really what they want is your money. And that's what the song's about. The thing is, the way it's written, it sounds like a person, like a banshee screaming from the hell. You know, avoid the promoters. Pretty much. But probably because Chris, I don't listen to that kind of music. That's probably why. Not everybody listens to the same stuff. Until Noodles came around, I didn't know about the Ramones either. So there you go. Or the Clash, or a lot of things. The kind of music I listen to, most people probably have no idea what some of these bands were either. Or singers. You know, it's just the way I was brought up to. The music I listen to is not mainstream. I like Gloria Estefan. I like the Bangles. I like Nina. I like the Go Go's. More like a. I listened to a lot of music up until about 1995. Remember, 1977, I was 9. And you know what? That was my time. Bee Gees, baby. Yeah, that was my time. Nothing wrong with that. No. Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, there are different music genres. I don't know every single one of them. That's one of the reasons why Silvermoon's kind of interesting. Because when people actually donate records, it's when we find out about Girl School. I bought that record at Tiller Theater. I played that like 3 times on Silvermoon. Girl School album. It was kind of interesting. Um, I saw him at Lollapalooza, says Chris Bliss. Okay. 1977, 78, I was 9 and 10 years old. That was when I was listening to the radio. That was when I was listening to the American Top 40. That's, all the way up until about 1987. Okay, music, I remember that music. That was my generation. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, you're gifted a membership. That's congratulations. Yep. Congratulations. We gifted you a membership. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with a 19-year-old doing the equivalent of disco in the living room listening to the radio. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Listen to the beat he's playing, staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. Oh, yeah, Saturday Night Fever, Disco Inferno, Wars Ring My Bell, Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. I like that one. Okay. Sucks when no one's up here on the panel right now. Well, Brittany's probably just starting to wake up, and Leftcast is not going to be able to come up because he's at work. And Nats can come up if she wants. Yeah, she can come up. No, I'm not 9 anymore. I wish I was. Probably did. Chris is not too far. Different age between me. Maybe a little bit older than me, but. I mean, it's just that's just the way music is. It's kind of for some people, certain songs just jive, and some songs just don't. Well, unfortunately, I had to take it out from yesterday's video, so. Because Primus wouldn't share revenue. You stupid company. You could have shared revenue, you would have left it in, you guys could have still gotten your views on your song, and you could have still had your money coming in, and you could have been happy. No, you wanted to take the whole damn revenue? Well, screw you. I don't mind sharing, but if you're going to take all my revenue, fuck you. I'm not giving it to you. Wait. A third AI music contest thing? Well, I'm not entering any of my songs. Of course, you guys can give it to my songs to him, but I don't know who he is, and I don't know if he'd be interested. Yeah. The music style totally irks me. It sounded industrial. I really was not impressed with the song. Yeah, I remember Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. Yeah, that was more my brother's thing. Um, like I said, music is individual. There's no guarantee that all music is going to be liked by everybody. Um, Hell, I got people who don't even like the national anthem of the United States. I mean, I'm not talking about anti-patriots. I'm talking about people who look and listen to the Star Spangled Banner and go, "Damn, this thing is long." Because if you ever listen to the full length of the Star Spangled Banner, it's not short. As I said, Francis Scott Key wrote that when he was captive, right? Against the war against Fort Sumter. Okay, the thing is, it's a long song and it's complicated the way it's written. And some people listen to that and they go, "Yeah, we could do better than that." Maybe, but it's the traditional song of the national anthem of the United States, right? Well, they're trying to rechange this channel too for the better. Unfortunately, that's the sad truth, and that's one of the reasons why um a lot of people left after we changed the channel, started changing the channel in 2019. So many of the trolls left because this channel was no longer the thing. They couldn't milk me anymore as a locale because I wasn't going to give them their locale attitude. Remember the saying, there's a rare variation of your Sprite one. Obey your passions. If you're into the news and tech, and that gives you joy and excitement, do that. If you're just doing content to make everybody else watch you and sort of like you, but you don't feel comfortable with it, then you're doing the wrong content. I only got one record of the Clash. That's okay. I thought Girl Skull was pretty good. Um, but I mean, I just enjoy. Don't worry about it, David S. I'll be playing some of the Clash on Sunday night on Silvermoon. I only have one record of them, but we can play that. Why? What's the temperature going to be for you? Because right now in Connecticut, it's only going to be about tops maybe about 23 degrees Celsius, overcast. It's not really that bad here. And also, this winter is going to be nice. Oh, yeah, lots of cold and snow in the Northeast. Ooh, baby. Send me those snow bees. I love snow. I love the looks of it. I love the smell of the air in the winter. It smells so fresh and clean. I love the winter air. I love when it's a nice chilly day and you got the cold breeze just lightly hitting you in the face. Just lightly, not heavily. You know, yeah. That's just me. That's what I like. No, the Doors I know of. I don't know of the Stooges. I do know of the Grateful Dead. Oh God, no. Although next week we might see temperatures in 30 degrees Celsius next week, but if I do, it's only going to be one day according to the extended forecast. So anyway, let's talk about something a little different, like what Brittany and I were discussing yesterday. Um, I looked at those little mini tool sets. They're not bad prices for 10 by 12. About with a one with a floor, but you have to provide your own shingles for the roof. It was close to about. I don't think it includes delivery. One of them, but $3,000 to $5,000, depending on the style of shed. And then you can insulate it yourself. Wire it yourself. If it wasn't for Jim Morrison, Iggy Pop would have been a jazz drummer. Oh, okay. Iggy Pop was his drummer for the Doors. Okay. Whatever happened to Jim Morrison anyway? I think there's still questions about that. Of course, I've heard he's dead. I've heard that he OD'd. I heard that he got captured in South America or something. I don't know. I've heard a lot of different things over the years. Okay. So he started his own rock band. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's not bad. Yeah, get out there, do something useful. Like finish like you said chores outside. Like I gotta hang more laundry outside today, and so I'm gonna put some more laundry up on the line, and the 27 Club. What's that? What's the 27 Club? Oh, okay. I see now. All right, thank you, Chris. I didn't know that. Yeah, I guess so. Is your tape measure bigger than the old one? Same size? Different brand? Does it feature both American and metric measurements? Like mine does. Every measuring tape I buy has metric and US measurements on it. So I can use it either way. Just like my calipers have American and metric measurements on it too. Oh, okay. And then you got your 21 Club too. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You also got Amy Winehouse in the same league, I think, too. It's easy to find measurements now that I have both American metrics on them. So I have an American measuring tape, and I have that has American numbers and has other systems on it as well. So it has American and metric. So it does both. Same thing as I said with my calipers and my cooking utensils too. So. There was snap-on tape. I got a Stanley measuring tape. I also got, as part of my sewing kit, I got a fabric tape measure that goes to 48 inches. I don't know how long it goes to a metric, so probably about the same measurement. Maybe a little bit further than that. I think maybe it goes to 1 meter measurement. And that works fine for most things. Yeah, it's interesting. I took poetry a rock with Mr. Reynolds in junior high. I mean, as a junior in high school. That was fun. And then his wife was my art teacher. So I don't know what that is. It must be a brand of measuring tape. Oh, this is one of the slow days today. Oh, man. I got 20 watching, which is great, but it's like, yeah. Oh, I voluntarily took art class for 3 years in a row with Mrs. Reynolds. I loved art. That's why I couldn't resist. I took it for 3 years in a row. Basic art, intermediate art, and advanced art. And absolutely loved art. So, of course, the Gilbert School was semi-private. So we had more money available from the board of trustees to finance more fun things like museum trips and things like that, and we would do that. Yeah. Why do they call it the Fat Max? Is it because of the width of the tape? Instead of the mean standard 1 inch wide, is it like wider because, like, I don't know, how wide is it? How 2 inches, 3 inches. I majored in business and computer programming. But I also did industrial arts in high school too, which was fun because I used to do industrial arts too. Physics? Don't talk to me about physics. I didn't understand anything about physics. I took physics when I went to Waterbury State Technical College to go for my electrical engineering degree. And like, I totally fucked and flubbed it. I could not handle it. I couldn't deal with the physics. Maybe because of my eyesight, maybe that's why physics doesn't make any sense to me. I get the general idea, like when you're talking about 3 forces pulling on a central object, how much force is equally exerted on causing the object to move X number of distance. Now, I kind of get that, right? Like if you're like, okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you have a 3-object tug of war. Okay, you got 3 ropes. And they're all combined in the center. Let's say it's connected to like a ring. And the idea is you want to know, like, if one side is pulling more this way, pulling at an angle, how much of a difference in force is being pulled by that versus the other 2 angles? And I sat there, my brain was like, Same thing with the acceleration problems. I couldn't understand how I was supposed to understand that. Oh. And then you and Glasscast would probably have a great time during his calculus, intro to calculus course before he started out with the science show with. Me, I vaguely understand some of it, but I mean, like, or a professor's assistant, depending on the school and depending on the level of the teaching. Still, teacher is still appropriately a term, even if it isn't exactly accurate. Most professors and department heads don't usually teach. They usually have teaching assistants. I like business class. I like business. I enjoyed learning business marketing and management and accounting, and that was the stuff I loved. I loved that. I was like, yeah, I can get this. I understand how to market and how to advertising, how to bring in customers. It's ironic. It doesn't quite work with YouTube, though. Yeah. Basic arithmetic calculations, like in accounting, double entry bookkeeping wasn't so bad for me. Calculating depreciation wasn't so bad. But when you start talking about calculus, my brain like Okay, now that's a kind of math that doesn't normally apply in a business as much as as far as I can see it. Now, but I still try to keep an open mind, even at my age. I was trying to learn new things because that's what I do. I seek to learn, and I do seek to learn. Learning is fundamentally essential. That's what life is. Learning is fundamentally essential. If you don't learn, you're dead. Didn't even advance developmentally, right? So I think about the word DEAD. Didn't even advance developmentally. If you're dead, you're not learning because you're not living. Okay, that's what That's what life is. Learning is fundamentally essential. No, I don't disagree with that. I mean, ask anybody in the construction trade. Physics is just as important when designing a balcony or porch, right? You want to cantilever that porch? You want to build something like the Homer Babbage Library and when stores Connecticut that basically is at risk of falling down and is wrapped in saran wrap? Because bricks were falling out because the cantilevers were, the floors are too wide over the cantilevers and the whole floor is at the risk of falling down. Which is the truth. For many years, the Yukon Store's library was wrapped in saran wrap. Because it was, the designer didn't realize that he had to calculate the load for the floor that were cantilevered over. Or what about that fancy, super skinny high rise in Manhattan that's a residential tower the bricks are falling off of? Same problem. You made the tower too damn skinny and sways too much in the wind. Bricks keep popping out and keep falling to the street. Yeah, so am I. I'm a lifelong learner too. But you know what? Here's the thing. When you're not going to school to learn, learning costs money. Like my solar system, that cost me money. That wasn't cheap. I had to actually buy the parts and learn by trial and error and build that layout. It's still using it today and it still works. But hi Brian K, how you doing? Yeah. One class I loved taking, I learned on my own was photography. In my home darkroom, I've developed slide film. I developed black and white slide film. I also developed color slides, and I did black and white photography for years in my home darkroom, and I shot film, so much film, and then I took a college course in photography. I learned a few additional skills in that class, which I used for a long time. That's true, David S., if you do decide to become a member of the priesthood. But I'm self-taught, so a lot of stuff I do on my own, I pay for my own tab. So if I flunk the course, the only one that's going to be disappointed is me. But then I could always come back and go, well, okay, I had a problem with this project last time. let me come back to it after I think about it some more. What was wrong and work on it. And that's the thing that makes education fun. For me, it's like same thing we were talking about. What we were talking about yesterday with Brittany. I mean, the compound idea. Even though she was partially joking, I think I'm still thinking about this morning, like the most efficient way to build a compound, maybe with a centralized utilities, like I said, like for the where the power, where the kitchen is, the bathrooms, um, the solar panels, power supply, battery banks are, and then the switchgear. And then I was asking myself, well, now what about the heating system this morning? I was thinking about that. Well, I said, honestly, like I told Loom, I said it would make sense to send hot water heat to each of the cottages or little sheds for baseboards because, in one sense, because they're quiet, heating or either heating oil or a gas boiler, heating the water up to the appropriate 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and then circulating on a circulator pump would give you adequate heat, maybe even a secondary indirectly heated hot water storage cylinder to provide for showers in the kitchen. Would allow you to keep your cottages warm because after all, you're going to want to have a laundromat, you're going to have a washer dryer, you're going to have the kitchen, you need to be able to wash dishes. As well as that's okay, Brittany. Why don't you come on up? It's like we were talking about yesterday. What I was thinking about this morning when I woke up. About how you would provide utilities to the individual cottages in the compound. That's just kind of what I started thinking about this morning. Chris, that's natural. Nobody enjoys learning if they have no interest. That's just a fact. Yeah. We could. That's why there's already deciding the central utilities for that little tiny house community. Because I was realizing, I said to myself, is now, if you, not everybody's going to want to have room in their tiny house for their own separate solar system. Well, I mean, yeah, you could if you going to stick with, say, about 200 amp hours of batteries and the solar panels on the roof, which is definitely doable. But what about heating? I mean, do you want to have individual pipes of propane going or natural gas going from the central utility to everyone's house? Or do you want to have like a centralized, everything being centralized? Like the heating, because I said it could be hot water heat going to the individual cottages, electrical power, say 24 to 48 volts going to the individual cottages, each cottage getting access to, say, like 100 amperes of power, and then at 48 volts DC, and then that way each cottage can decide if they want to have 120 or 220 power, or just have 12 volt power with a step down circuit. But I think definitely would say with the hot water heat makes sense because unlike having propane in everybody's cottage, you could just have, the boiler, which also is going to be needed for the hot water for the kitchen and the bathrooms and the showers. Provides a little more of a centralized utility. Wind turbines are fine. They work great with solar panels, especially in the winter times in the Northeast. When you don't get a lot of sun, the wind turbines can provide the power that your solar panels are not able to get. That was one of the things I learned real hard when I first started setting up the solar panels, is during the early, winter time, your solar output is like nothing. That's where the wind turbines come in. If you got a good wind turbine, a couple micro turbines, not those super huge ones, you don't need super huge. You can generate enough power to keep the power running. Do we need an opinion on wind turbines? Aren't they harnessing free energy? Yeah, they are. They're harnessing free energy. There's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that sometimes wind turbines can be a problem is depending on the type of design, they can be good or bad. Horizontal turbines, for example, like the S rotor designs, which is sometimes mounted on top of buildings, provide power by using cross flow to spin the turbine blades. It looks like a yin yang symbol, and it just spins. And then do an appropriate gear ratio to get up to speed to turn the alternator. Those work pretty well in stronger winds, depending on how big you go. I mean, if you go with a really huge one, of course there's going to be a wind and solar farm. But now I was saying to myself is, now, what about gas? Because let's be honest, you're going to have a kitchen, right? You're going to be cooking. Now, I already looked into this for my own apartment. What size inverter and batteries? What if you wanted to run an electric stove on solar, would you need to run a electric stove on solar? And it comes out you need about 5,000 watts, maybe 6,000 watt inverter that can do split 120, 220, right? And they sell one that's 48 volts system. Okay, it uses 48 volts of battery power, right? That's going to be a lot of amps. That means that your solar array is going to at least be able to supply 12,000 watts an hour, because you figure you got to be providing power for the compound, for other things too, but got to charge the batteries. Most people don't cook every day for every hour, not unless you're a restaurant. Maybe then you might. Or if you want to go with natural gas or propane, that makes sense. Maybe keep that utilities like centralized, like in the kitchen and shower and bathing room area. So, and then I said to myself, well, then, do you want to send propane or natural gas to every single cottage? Or would you rather do hot water heat? Now, I really kind of like the hot water heat, because hot water heat, if you run it underground, in insulated pipes, the heat would provide keeping the cottages toasty warm. And if you got like 4 cottages, each cottage could have its own baseboard radiator and providing heat. and as far as the solar power, set of 48 volts, send it to each cottage, and then each cottage would then install its own inverter for its desired voltage and current. Each one would be given 100 amps, 4,800 watts, okay, power. So some cottages may use more, some cottages may use less. Tiny house wants to be minimalist. Well, unfortunately for most people, it's not exactly got much of a choice. I lived in a 264 square foot apartment. That's minimalist. That's like 2 10 by 12 rooms combined, with a bathroom. That was tight. Yes, they can. It depends on the wind turbine design. There was one that was using wind turbines for the car wash signs in Willimantic. It was a homemade design of an S rotor mounted into a tire rim that just simply spun around in the wind and just to say flash the word car wash. That was kind of cool. And that didn't take much wind to get that guy spinning. And it would be spinning every day. That depends on the size. Look, there's no doubt that the bigger they are, the slower they spin. The slower they spin, it means they're going to have more torque, but the more torque means that you're going to need more of a gear ratio to bring it up to the speed to spin a dynamo. Yeah, that's a reality. You know? Hello, I'm 60. How you doing? Why don't you come on up? When Brittany's up and awake, maybe she can come on up too. We're talking about something that we kind of started talking about yesterday. Well, that's common sense, Chris. That a home should not be no bigger than necessary. And I think, given the fact that I lived in an apartment that was consist of 2 10 by 12 rooms, I probably could do it again. But please leave out the hour of sirens. I don't want to be on the main road where it's right up to the way to the hospital with sirens every time someone's sick and dying, going to the hospital. That was the one thing that killed it for me when I was living in Torrington. I could not handle it. I lived on Litchfield Street, which is right where the hospital is on. Every minute, wee woo, wee woo. I'm like, oh, come on, give me a break. I'm not going to romanticize tiny housing because the truth is, you're still going to have to realize there's something that Gidgey's learning. You're still going to deal with the stuff you've collected, and figure out where you're going to put it, you know? But if you build a compound like I suggested earlier, Brittany suggested, everybody's got skills. They're all different. But if you got a community, for example, my skills with wiring make sense. Someone can maintain the electrics. Somebody may know how to do plumbing. Someone may know how to install gas lines. And maybe someone might know how to install hot water heating system. And depending on what county you're in, it might be very simple of, very fast inspection. Oh, how you doing, M60?
Michelle, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know I haven't been here in a minute. It feels weird. I don't think I've even really been here since you started using the Discord.
Yeah. I think you were here once for testing.
How is that working out? Or is it going better than Google Meets?
On one level, yes, but on another way, not really. Because, for example, Mojo can't join it. Noodles doesn't want to join it.
Nope.
I don't know why Mojo doesn't want to join it, but I know why Noodles doesn't want to join it, but it's a different reason. He doesn't want to join it because he can't do some of the stuff that he likes to do in my morning show. Because you can share a screen all you want, but unfortunately, if I don't turn it on, no one else can hear it unless individual people on the panel want to switch to listen to it themselves.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. When it comes to Mojo, I mean, I'm sure we can figure out something. I used to have actually a little a Discord bot that would allow me to like take and receive calls on it, and so there might be ways to
By the
work
way,
that out.
Brittany just said is again, I grew up in a trailer park. Okay, and she said I like my modest and small homes. Way more charm. M60, we could have a YouTube tiny home community together. That's what we were talking about yesterday.
Oh, I love
And
that. Like instead of a trailer park, a tiny home park. Are those a thing? Yeah.
well, what we were thinking about is getting some of those little utility sheds, just basically design them to our own spec. Now, like the 10 by 12 ones, the ones from Lowe's or Home Depot, get it delivered on site, and then decide how we're going to hook them up. We're going to have central gas, water, maybe modified one to be the shower and kitchen area so people can cook and be able to take showers. Or maybe even,
Oh, okay. You're talking about a tiny home for each room in your house, basically.
no, we have a centralized place where we could eat dinner like a mess hall, like kind of set up where we'd have a kitchen, but
Okay, so
also
like a tiny home commune. Okay, I get
right
it.
commune exactly.
No, I like that. It's just weird you bring up the shed thing because
Because the
I've
sheds
been
are
paying
going to
attention
be
to this
the
guy.
cores. In other words, the shed is primarily going to be where each people sleep individually. They have their own little sheds, and then maybe we would have one larger one that might be for like recreational, like and group activities like eating, showering, toiletry. Making sure we can have a place to take care of hygiene. We still can have our composting toilets too, and maybe a smaller utility hole holding the AGM batteries that maintain a power system.
Yeah, no, I've seen people take those sheds and, put insulation in them and like fix them up so that they're actually functional as a home like that.
Yeah,
So it's not out of reach. It just reminded me that I've been talking about this one guy that he's like a perennial presidential candidate that he streams online, and we were talking the other night about apparently how like he's like a conspiracy theorist and he's like an anti-vaxxer, and I guess his wife got vaxxed and she had to start living out in the shed, so that was the whole thing.
right. Exactly, Star Trek. Brittany, just to start out with a basic shed, nothing in it, just a wall, floor to ceiling, and then you can install the kind of electrical and gas lines you want, water lines. I was thinking about hot water baseboard heat, heated by a central boiler in the commune. This way, nobody has to worry about necessarily having propane or natural gas going to each shed. So that means the only place that would have all the gas would be the kitchen and the laundry and the bathroom, bathing, showering area. Right. Well, Chris,
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that, but like I said,
Yeah, can you live off of a tiny home footprint, Michelle?
It's like a 10 by 12. Yeah, pretty much I sleep in my bedroom every day. The only thing I need more room for is the studio. It's the only thing that would need its own 10 by 12 space. Is this
Do
room
you
here?
know, I was gonna say, do you know the square footage of your apartment?
Well, my current original apartment was like 220 something square foot.
I mean, this one you're in now.
465 square feet.
Okay.
It was
I
so
mean,
it's
if you meet that, then you should be fine.
yeah. Yeah, I could live in a tiny room. In fact, I sleep in my bedroom and pretty much do everything in my bedroom already, except eat, which is in the kitchen. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you got a lot of stuff too. Like,
Well,
you've
stuff
showed
can,
us you got a lot of
that's gonna
stuff.
be, just like Gitchy found out, the stuff is a problem for everybody.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll tell you straight up, I live alone. I have too much stuff too that if I tried to consolidate into a tiny home, I'd probably lose my mind.
Single wide could be an option, but like I said, I love the idea of the tiny houses because the fact is that a 10 by 12, you can move that. The tool sheds are not that hard to move. In fact, if you want to be gutsy, you could take a 10 by 12, put it on a regular concrete cellar foundation, and then you have a basement. And you could store things underneath your 10 by 12.
Yeah, but taking out a basement's a lot.
Yeah. You would be you could dig out a basement for your foundation for your 10 by 12 shed, right? It has a floor. You could just basically now you have, so when they drop it off, they just drop it in the top of your basement. It's made out of cinder blocks or concrete. And then I think you better use, if you're going to use a basement, honestly, I think you better just pour the concrete foundation. But the problem is you're going to have an issue of moisture. Yeah. But at least
I mean, it's not a bad, like, even if you did just like plop down like a handful of sheds just to even if it was just you or like, maybe one or two people, it's not a bad idea, really. It's just about getting the property to put it
say
on.
one for 4 people, one main central utility shed that take, or house, let's call it a house because it's really more like a infrastructure. It's the heart of the system. And then each individual person gets their own shed. So let's say, for example, Brittany and Keldoge would probably share one. You could have one. I have one. There's 4 buildings right there, right? And the central utility shed would be where all the solar panels, controllers, and batteries are. The boiler for the heating system that provides heat and hot water for the showers in the kitchen, and to the individual sheds is the hot water radiator heaters that go out to each shed. There's only one valid question: how do you make sure the pipes don't freeze? Yeah, that's a good question, especially if you're in the Northeast, you're going to have to realize that your water pipes are going to freeze. So you're going to have to insulate those pipes like there's nobody's business. Obviously, because you're going to be burying them underground. And then when you get into the sheds, you're going to have to install a check valve so that when your system isn't calling for heat, the water can still keep circulating in the system. Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
true.
guess my issue with all this is, or my issue, but like, because I'm not too familiar when you're dealing with new construction like that. Is it not like the water company that lays down, like, yeah, they pipe your house, but like that
Assuming
installs
if
the
you're connected
piping?
into a central utility like a water or gas company, they will lay lines to your home. But
Right, they lay the
If
lines
you
to
got
your
your
home, not
own
the ones in
well,
your home.
if you got your own well, your own private water system, you got to do all the digging and trenching yourself. So,
Not well water.
So let's say, for example, we lived in an area where there was city water and city sewer. So the central building where the boiler and the kitchen is and the showers, yeah, the demarcation point would be is the water company would install the water meter outside or underground. And then you connect into that after the water meter. Same thing with the gas company. If you get natural gas, but then once the rest of that is up to you to figure out how to run all the pipelines going to the individual sheds. Which means you're going to be doing trenching. You got to at least go about close to below the frost line. Yeah, it's true. So for everything in some areas, it could be 5 feet down. Backhoe needed. Yeah, well water can be miserable. Yeah, but then again, you got to remember, depending on what the zoning is, you might have no choice because when you say commune, they're going to tell you in some counties, like, sorry, it ain't going to happen here. Others are going to go, they'll be more open to it. Okay, you got centralized utilities. You know, you got a water sewer, you got a septic system. Absolutely fine. It depends on the county, and that's something you're going to have to work with all the time. It's a county.
Well, I mean, I like the idea. I just think, just one of those things. You gotta get a game plan ready for that.
Yeah, it's a thought exercise at this point. But I've been thinking about the thought exercise. Also, the fact is that with the centralized utilities will also be when the solar power battery system is and the switchgear.
Well, you've been thinking about moving for a while in general.
Star Trek was also suggesting one about wind turbines being part of the system. I said that's not a problem either, especially in the wintertime. Makes more sense. We get more wind than we do sun in the winter. So a hybrid system with the appropriate number of lithium iron phosphate batteries, or maybe even absorbent glass matte batteries. Only because AGM batteries at this point are not likely to fail, and if it's too cold, you can still charge them. Whereas with lithium iron phosphate, if your battery gets below 32 degrees Fahrenheit, they will actually start to destroy themselves. You trying to charge them below that, so almost all BMS is shut down charging below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. Likewise, batteries do not really want to be heated above 130 degrees Fahrenheit, so any heat waves means that your batteries might still shut down. So you might still need to consider AGM anyway, at least part of the system to provide some power to provide getting air conditioning or heating systems running to keep the batteries at a proper working temperature. How you doing, Ben Chickens? Yes, 400.
Michelle, I think each of the tiny homes should have fireplaces. They could put a fireplace in my mom's trailer in the 70s,
yeah,
80s.
Those are very small.
Everybody's getting a damn fireplace.
The only thing is the ones I've seen in trailers are very tiny, and that's an additional issue of fire safety. You're talking about a 10 by 12 room. That's not going to be a lot of room for a fireplace.
You want it like extreme tiny home, Michelle. I'm thinking more like I said, could you imagine we order I don't know,
one of those
5
shipping
containers.
Shipping houses I've seen.
Fucking shipping containers.
I think shipping container houses are a rule. Have you seen those rehab shows, M60?
But yeah, you are verging on trailer park at that point.
Yeah, you're talking about single wide trailers like you mentioned. Yeah, it's fine.
I think that's the perfect size for 1 to 3 people. Once you get over 3, too many. whomever.
No, you're right. Like the tiny homes really only work for like 1 to 2 people. If you have like 3 people, you definitely do need like a single wide at least.
Yeah, if you're gonna go 3, like if you have a child, it's gonna definitely need more room.
I don't dislike the idea, Michelle, especially if you can find property in a low tax, low regulation kind of area, but that you still
Now,
have
that's the
close
key.
enough access to every resources that you need.
That is key. And also the question is not only that, but also is where. Because the fact is you do gotta work with the elements. So do you want to be where it's hot? Do you want to be where the weather is mild? Mild? What are you looking for? That's going to be key too, because that's going to affect the cost. So let's say, for
Tennessee
example,
actually has Tennessee can be
I'm
hot,
glad you
but it
brought
also
Tennessee
has
up because Tennessee
no
has
state taxes, no state income tax at least.
not only that, but the county regulations in many Tennessee counties is very easy to live with. Some Kentucky counties are the same way. You can get land cheap in parts of Kentucky. Again, it's not funny. We keep bringing back Kentucky and Tennessee. That you can get land cheap. I just saw land.
Especially near the Appalachians.
Oh,
Yeah, that's where all the
absolutely.
scary stuff is.
The scary stuff is in the Appalachians.
Have you been to Appalachia? Oh, Lord.
I mean, I've always lived right at the edge of Appalachia. Like, that's...
It can't be any worse than Litchfield
Hills. You ever talk to
Hills.
a West Virginian? Have you met somebody from West Virginia? There's something wrong.
I don't go that far north.
I don't think it can be any worse than Litchfield Hills in Connecticut. It's pretty. We got a lot of wild animals here: black bears, brown bears, wolves, coyotes, foxes. Yeah, snakes. Lots of snakes. So yeah, I grew up here, so I know what we're dealing with when you talk about living in the foothills. But yeah, I was looking at some land on a land site that was really cheap. It even came with a building already on it. Now, here's the thing with the building I saw. I think it's sold already, but I'm going to use this as an example. Huge piece of land, right? Lots of space. It had a building at the front gate. Let me pull it up, right? It had an outhouse. It had an outside shower and with a cistern. And I guess he was providing power by running a generator instead of using solar. But that was the only outbuilding in the whole lot. The rest of the lot in the back was totally just unused. It was huge. I was like,
yeah,
wow.
Make that building the community center.
Yeah.
Dude, this project would be so... I'm asking ChatGPT just numbers. If we wanted to build a community, we need lots of money. Holy shit, we need lots of money. Oh my God.
If I remember correctly, though, property tends to be on the cheaper end versus property with a house on it.
So,
yeah.
Supposing if we split between 5 people...
Well, Chris, if you want to, they do make tiny houses with wheels. You could even buy a travel trailer for that matter.
Per person, yes.
That seems 300,000. That seems way overboard.
It's giving me like very.
It is overpriced.
So
well,
it's saying like 5 acres.
If we really seriously want to see the numbers, what I will do later on Tech Talk. Before Tech Talk is I will go back, look on the land. You just tell me the state. I'll look it up. How many acres you want. I'll see if I can find something that's not like gonna break the bank. Still has access to water.
Because I didn't even pay that much for the house I have now. Now, granted, it's all those prices have gone up since then, but
oh yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, those tool sheds, the 10x12s are like $3,000. That's unfinished. You got to basically finish it yourself, but that's just a shell. About $3,000 to $4,000. If you want the nicely pre-assembled, prefab container house. Also, like $17,000 to $18,000. You still need the land, so that's the thing that's going to get you. So you need to be able to work in a county that's not going to give you a heap of headaches.
Well, yeah, so that's another thing I didn't consider is zoning. So in my state, they don't allow multiple parcels or dwellings on a parcel.
Right. So I
didn't realize that. So you'd have to find somewhere that would allow to multiple houses on one piece of land.
Well, I mean, at the point of the thing, they consider it a subdivision.
I'm about to buy a fucking apartment at this point. Well, I'll just move in landlord style. It'll be like 1900s. And she was the landlady.
Yeah, it would be kind of like a subdivision. Yeah, you got 3 or 4 tiny homes on a piece of land, and they're going to go, well, wait a minute, that's a subdivision. That's a complex. Yeah, that's not a residential. That's a complex. So you want, in that case, you might want to consider land that could be zoned for either that purpose, or maybe the county doesn't give a crap. I don't know, some counties are like, that's fine. You want to have a subdivision? That's cool. No problem. You know, taxes are going to be higher, but because obviously you're making money. But that depends on the county. I hear Tennessee is pretty easy to work with. Arkansas is easy to work with too, but yes. Kentucky, it depends on the county. Some are easy. Some are going to scream at you, say, "Oh no, Cloudmouse, take the toilet. You must have a modern sewer system." Okay. A modern sewer system, because obviously, you're going to need flush toilets and you're going to need a kitchen. Obviously, you got to cook, right? So you're going to need hot water. You're going to need a water pump. You're going to need all this. I already figured that out. Yeah, you're going to need water for the kitchen. People are going to want to cook. People are going to want to wash dishes. And people are going to want to be able to take a hot shower. That's not an option. So, yes, a hot shower is definitely a thing. But like I said, if you have a central place, community center, like I said, where there's the showers, the laundry, the kitchen, which is where the mess hall is, you know, and
I'll be back 1 second.
if we're close enough by for the toilets, then there you go. So basically, in that case, the tiny houses just become your bedroom, and your living area. And I think that's doable.
Trying to ask my AI sources for some estimates on land, and okay. Yeah, so like for example, an acre of land in Tennessee, you could ranges from about 3 to 5,000 if you're talking
that's
about
not
like
bad.
rural, undeveloped. If you're talking about like in bigger population centers, you're talking about like 15 to 25,000.
Yeah.
Still not bad. If you're looking at like 30,000 ish, like 30,000, maybe closer to 50,000, when all is said and done, that you have like a house and you've got it all set up and ready to go on property. I mean, that's not a bad price.
No, I mean,
especially
like I said, even if you bought one of those like container houses, as long as the building code said that's fine, you could take one of those container houses and drop it on here. Some counties are like, we're not as picky, and others can be really picky. So, again, there's a county issue. So the county says, fuck, I don't care what you do. You just pay your taxes each month, keep your nose clean, and I'm happy. I'm like, okay, good. Oh, the land is about $3,000, and you're going to an acre. How many acres do you need? Well, let's see. Like, I've seen parcels for like 5-acre land, parcels for like even cheaper than that, owner financed. Like, I would rather go with owner finance because you don't have to deal with an insurance company. Because I don't want to deal with a mortgage company and insurance company, because they're going to sit there and they're going to start giving you a laundry list. It's bad enough if you got to deal with the county.
Oh yeah.
But if the owner says, fine, I got a big piece of land that's actually zoned for residential and farming, that's good for livestock. Like somebody said, mini goats, maybe regular goats, maybe even cows. Yes, absolutely. Of course, a garden.
Well,
Horses.
maybe, but how equipped are you for full on gardening or farming?
Well, right now, at this point, we're not equipped for anything. It's just all intellectual at this point.
Yeah, it's all theoretical. I'm just saying, like, you definitely have to have more than just you involved in that case. Then you're really talking about a commune.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But as I said, if you got a good deal on the land to start with, and the county is open and easy on it, that's going to be the next thing. You got to know what the different counties require. Some are, like I said, are very open, and others are tight regulations. So you got to avoid the ones that are tight regulations, because this is like potentially trigger every red flag in the county. I know some counties don't even want composting toilets, so that's something you need to consider.
What are your thoughts on New Hampshire? Because don't they have good low taxes there too?
New Hampshire's good, Maine is good, but the winters will get you. And
yeah, but you're the snow queen, okay?
Yes, I'm the snow queen, but that means that you better make sure you got plenty of heat, because people will freeze to death if you don't have an adequate heating system.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have a centralized boiler heating water for all the micro homes, I call them micro homes or mini homes, you're going to end up basically realizing those pipes are going to be insulated like there's nobody's beeswax, or you're going to have busted water pipes.
Right.
I mean, yes, you could go with a steam system, using low pressure, high pressure steam regulators, radiators. That might be an option. Although I think hot water heat would probably be better, because at least it's quieter. They just got to have a circulator pump that's running constantly to keep the water warm. That's exactly what they do in Antarctica. They do that. They have hot water heat going from the central utilities going to the different buildings. So that means that the boiler has to be kept going in case of Antarctica, always is going to have to go all winter long, because their winter is all year round. But for us, like, the boiler could provide, like I said, for the community building, the heat for the kitchen, the showers, heating. And if you're living out in the country, you're going to decide you want to go with electric or gas for heat, for hot water, or for cooking. I would say, because economics, I would go with propane. Definitely would say get a couple 250-gallon torpedoes, because heating is going to be, you're going to probably go through about a 250-gallon torpedo, say, in 2 months, just heating. Because that's just the nature of how they work. Even if you have space heaters in every cottage, which would simplify things, then you got to run propane to every cottage. But then in that case, you could have tankless water heaters installed for the kitchen, and tankless water heaters installed for the showers, and maybe for the bathtubs. I want a bathtub in there. Sorry, I want one bathtub in there. I only need like 3 toilets.
Michelle, I agree. I need a bathtub. That's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, the same way with me. It has to be a tub. One tub! But it has to be a tub that I can get in and out of. If it's a tub I can't get in and out of easily, then it's as good as no tub. So,
oh my gosh. And then we could, like I was saying yesterday, could you imagine where we could all stream, and like I would wake Michelle up by knocking on her window all creepy, being like, Michelle,
absolutely, with a good connection with with Starlink. We could definitely.
I feel like that would be an astronomical. Could we go somewhere with fiber internet? Let's go with fiber internet first.
If fiber doesn't,
I agree with fiber internet. I've been on fiber for like a year now or so now. I don't know if I could go back.
well, that depends if there's fiber in the area you choose, because the fiber may not have been run, especially if it's out in the sticks. It's going to
But
But
cost
that's
you.
what I'm saying. I wouldn't say it's rural, but I live in a fairly like rural area-ish area, and like I'm surprised, but like it's they're getting fiber out to a lot of places these days.
Yeah.
But no, I think all of these things are like within reach, especially like just the idea of getting property or getting your hands on even if it was property with a home on it, and then just kind of like expanding it from there. If you,
Oh yeah,
if you,
it's that one property
it's
I
all
saw
about
that was
location.
5 acres that had like a building already on it. It was perfect, except for.
It's all about location, but you got to get out of debt first.
But it's
That's
also unfortunately it's also kind of in the sticks. Please understand, guys. Realistically, any land you buy that's cheap is going to be in the sticks. It's not going to be near any urban environment. There was one piece of land I saw that was nice. It was the zone for a mobile home, not 2, not 3 of them, a mobile home. But again, it was a homeowners association on it, and I saw that, and I just clicked away. I said, nope, I don't want to deal with no HOA. Sorry.
See, this is what's confusing to me because, like, my great grandparents are all dead now, but at one point, back to West Virginia talk, my great grandparents in West Virginia built basically like an entire family commune on a mountain.
Yeah.
My great grandparents had a main house. And it was obviously spread out. Like, it was like you had to drive there. Like, it was like, okay, the younger family lives at the bottom of the mountain.
Yeah.
And when you drive all the way up, that's where, you know, the main kids live. My great grandparents lived. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
It's not as elaborate, but that's what
mean,
Jack's doing right now with like Junior and Tammy Jr. live on like somewhere like on their property.
Now, there is one realistic thing we need to remember. You can still do that depending on the county. So that's not necessarily off the menu. But you mentioned money. Clearly, there would have to be a rental agreement, a written agreement somewhere that says how much each person is going to contribute towards the project. Because we're talking about, let's say, for example, I saw the land for $3,000. I'm going to use a $3,000 example. And I go with owner financing. And the person says, fine, okay, I want $3,000 and you got to pay for, you know, say 5 years. So $600 a year. Just as used, or a month. Yeah, that's 3 years. So it's really like $600 a year. But, okay, that's great. The only thing is, then you got other people living on the land. What are they going to contribute towards it? Like, for example, we're going to need people to do plumbing. We're going to need people to do electrical. We're going to need people to know how to do general contracting, like construction. Because, like, as mentioned about the hot water heating system, you're going to have to dig trenches with a backhoe to put down the insulated copper pipes going to each cottage. You know, that's something we need to think about. And also, so each person, are you going to make each person buy their own cottage, bring their own shed on the property? If that's the case, then each person was going to say, okay, so I got to use a piece of land, I got to bring my own shed in, and then I got to figure out how to hook into the water lines and the electric lines, and or do you want everybody just to take all the money, pull it together? In that case, it has to be like written as an understanding. Look, you're buying in, it's yours, but if you want to leave, you got to basically, you can sell out if you want, but you know, someone else is gonna have to buy you out. That's kind of an idea, you know. So right now, I'm just thinking about the infrastructure right now. But obviously, somebody knows how to do booking and contracts. M60, I think this is your department. You would have to be the
Michelle.
one.
I don't know how to do contracts. What are you talking about?
You got more
This is
experience
why-
in this than me.
Well, you know who's
Maybe,
a
but-
landlord, Michelle? Wafters. This is why I was like, Wafters, come on. Aren't you into this idea, man? You could be our landlord. Come on.
I need M60 to move in too.
Yeah.
Gidgy, you could move too. Fuck it.
Oh,
Text-
but you
I
go
know
fuck
you just
yourself.
moved.
You can
You
go
just-
fuck
Did
yourself.
you just moved
Yeah,
already?
That's what I want. Let me live in a commune. Oh, go fuck yourself.
It would
Oh
be
my
so
God.
fun. Can
Oh,
you imagine
yeah.
at your window?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Gidgy, I want to smoke. Tap, 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 tap.
well, you know what? Come down to the ocean and let's
Make it
smoke together.
Gidgy.
Oh, you guys, the idea of, no, thank you. I'm going to pass on that.
You would
Michelle, I
love
think you
living
need
with
to
me.
keep on, Michelle, you need to keep on telling them what they need to do to get this ready for you. You need to get your bags packed. M60 is now running your show. You've got new people to live with. You are set, baby girl.
I am not
Well,
running
right
her
now,
show.
it's just-
Well, nobody else is. You're stuck with it, bitch.
Oh my god!
Right now, at this point, it is mostly just a thought exercise. It has nobody signed anything yet. No contracts are
If
agreed.
I
No
was-
land was purchased. It's just thought exercise.
That's fun. I like that. A thought exercise. I actually like that, Michelle. That's cute. M60, I'm fucking with you. Shut up. I know you're not running
If
the
I
show.
was running her show, we would have a donation goal up right now.
I was just gonna say, where is the when I started
The
with
super
bitch,
chat goal.
I was gonna say there's no super chat goal. I noticed I had to check if I fucking hit like or not, and bitch, I'm gonna stop hitting like if there's not a fucking super chat goal.
Well, I can't think
Yeah,
of
that's just
anything
'cause I
right
can
now.
set that one.
Just go buying a gallon of milk at the store count as a super chat goal because that's what I'm out
No,
of.
but you know what? Doing a dance does. Doing something you don't want to do. Moving your fucking body counts.
Well,
Good
remember,
Lord,
Michelle.
calm down, Gigi.
Do a
I
dance,
was gonna
Michelle.
say,
Do a dance. Come
Michelle,
on,
really.
Oh, sorry.
Can
Everybody's talking.
no, I
No.
really want to say this to Michelle before I forget because I'm. It's one of those
You're
things
fine,
that
you're fine.
I've meant to say like the last 5 times I've talked to her. Okay, first of all, there's always the fridge cam. You can just show what's in your fridge because we haven't
It's
seen
not
it
on
in your
right
fridge
now.
in a while. Okay,
Right now, if you set a fridge cam, you see the fridge is bare. It's
well
Oh,
well, good. You can show us that it's bare. But either way, so that's idea number
right
one.
now.
But
I don't
idea
have the
number
camera
2
on
I
at
had
this
the other
minute.
day.
I have to turn that
No,
on.
the other idea I had the other day was you should do the weather report. Like, you've got the green screen behind you, and I had suggested that the other day, whereas like you could, put up a weather map behind you and do a small weather report for the day.
Yeah, you mean like Turk
Well-
Weather does?
I forget.
the only
who
problem
said
is
it.
she only gives a forecast of where she lives. The rest of
Well,
us are
yeah.
fucked.
What else do you? Yeah. So what?
But I don't care about what the weather's like where she is.
Except about
we
making
could do a
envious
thing where
with
she looks
jealousy.
up the weather for like certain, like we
Oh,
tell her,
that's a good
where
idea.
we're from, and
That's
Yeah.
clever. I like that. I like that. That is clever. She's really good about it, though. When I talk to Michelle, she knows what's going on everywhere. But when she does her forecast, it's cute because she just tells you what the weather's like at her house, which is actually kind of cute.
Okay,
Michelle,
so
you know I'm fucking
5.
with you.
Do a goal for 5 super chats to show us the
Oh,
weather
thank
in
you very much,
Dubai.
David S. Go get
Oh,
some
well, there
milk.
we
Thank
go.
you very much.
you.
I appreciate that.
Or
Thank you.
go
Oh,
get some milk.
David.
I think it was David that suggested this, but I could be wrong. It was somebody in her audience, and they were saying like, well, even if the goal said like go get a pop at Cumbies or go get a coffee run or something,
Okay, so I'm curious. Well,
they
hang on.
said that they would be more incentivized to donate, even if the goal
Okay,
was
but
small.
we're not going to see her do that. So my thing is, I'm not donating for her to go feed her face. I'm sorry, I'm not. She does it as it is. I'm not going to contribute to her spending money, going out, eating out, so she can bitch at us later and tell us how broke she is. But why can't she used to, for donations, do dances, do physical. I don't understand, why can't you get up and put one of those God blessed AI songs on and do a dance like you used to? It's your opening of your closing of your show. We've all seen you do it. People love that. Like, I'm not incentivized to pay for you. I mean, David is. David's incentivized to pay for you to go get milk. So that's a good thing. I'm an idiot. I don't know what people want, but I'm telling you what I want. I love seeing you move. Your people love seeing you do things, Michele.
Yeah,
Michele, also, you could do literally just another folding the socks stream.
Yes.
Well, you're going to be seeing some socks being folded because I got to go ahead and just hang them some stuff on the line to dry now. So they'll be seeing me fold some socks.
Because I feel like that's what Gidgey, I feel like she's trying to say, but I don't know that it's being relayed correctly.
I don't.
Is
Gidgey
that
doesn't speak well.
she wants to see you live your life a little bit more. She wants to see a little bit more of you living your life and, watching you accomplish things.
Why are gay men so well at understanding what I'm trying to say?
I don't want to be considered
Maybe
a
you're a gay
locale
man
either,
trapped
so that's
inside.
why I don't usually do that stuff, is because I don't want to be considered a locale.
Michele, that's not what makes you a locale. What makes someone a locale is doing that's called doing stunts, Michele. Let me clarify something with you, because you think I'm a lolcow. Let me explain something to you, sweetheart. I am not a lolcow. The money I make is because I perform stunts.
Right.
Stunts. So
well,
stunts,
unfortunately, when people did that to me, they were turning me into a locale, and that was the difference.
Okay, well, nobody is asking you to put anything in your face, to put anything on you. We're asking you to dance. When did dancing become? When did you move in?
Gidgey, you make it sound like you're jumping out of buildings and.
Well, I kind of am.
I do stunts.
Well, no, I'm saying it's stunts. It's not lolcow. I'm trying to explain to her these are stunts. When you do stuff like opening your refrigerator, that's not. It's a stunt. It's just you're doing something to appease your audience. Right?
Yeah.
But you used to get up and move around all the time. Michele, it is the only time we see you get up now is when you run to the bathroom. That's it.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jesus. Never mind. Sit there. Never mind. Let's do a goal to go to Cumbies and get a soda.
Well, what would be so bad about that? It's just too bad that Cumbies doesn't want me to do any videos there anymore, which would be great because we used to do videos there.
But Michele, can I explain what I think the difference between like a lolcow and an entertainer is that I think the difference is who's in on the joke, like are you in control? Are you making money from it? If so, I wouldn't consider you a lolcow. I would consider you somebody that's in on the joke, that's controlling the narrative. You make the decisions as to what you want to do, because as everybody's kind of pointed out, you're still, no matter what, you're going to do what you want to do at the end of the day. I can make all the suggestions in the world. Gidgey can make all the suggestions in the world, and like, you're still going to do what you're going to do because you are a free person with free agency and the right to do what you want to do.
Hello, FC, how you doing?
I think Gidgey wants you to not be afraid to do what you want to do.
Well, I don't understand why we stopped. I have no problem donating, right? But I'm not going to donate for an inanimate goal. And I know most of her people are not interested in that. They've been, when you have an audience that you've had as long as you've had Michele's, they're used to certain things. They're definitely not used to donating. And so this is all new for them. When we did this once before, Michele, you'll remember about 3 years ago, I did a full court press, kind of like what M60 is doing, but he's a lot nicer than I am, arguably. But anyway, remember, we started setting goals and making money and things like that. But it's consistency is your biggest issue, I think, which is no big deal. You've got all of us to help you.
I'm here every morning, Monday through Saturday. You can't see I'm consistent.
You are without fail, Michele. You are. You absolutely are. Now, do you think people should?
Consistency is insane. Like, I definitely think she should be making a lot of money considering how consistent she is. But that's what I'm used to, at least on Twitch. Is consistency was the biggest thing.
Yeah. No.
It doesn't
She's
seem to be that
definitely
much on YouTube.
no. I don't notice that. You are right though. I will say on Twitch, I saw. I mean, there are people on Twitch right now that are making money that just sit there and do nothing, but they're
Yeah,
there.
that's the only thing I miss about Twitch is the
Right.
money.
So
Yeah.
the question is,
But
why
see-
can't Michele do the same thing? But Michele does want to do something. She's trying to have
Grizz.
dialogue.
Grizz. Wait, he's
Hey,
I
trying
mean,
something.
look at
I
Aspen
wanna
Gold,
add-
for example. Aspen Gold started out as a gamer. That's all he did. He just gamed. Didn't do anything else.
Michele, you know I worked with Asmund, so I can tell you anything you want.
And you know
I
that
wanna add-
he's branched out into the political arena now. But he's still
Right, Michele, that was after he had already had a huge viewing base and stopped collecting money.
Right.
And when you talk politics on YouTube, honey, trust me, you can kiss off any good money coming to you.
Can I add to this conversation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is just my opinion, and it's opinion of only one. I don't want to see Michele doing stuff that isn't organic to her in celebration, etc. I want Michele to be herself, her real. And I
That's a
don't know
good
what this
idea.
is. I don't know what the solution is to it. But
No.
for her to dance, just for the sake of her dancing, just because she got a donation or whatever, that kind of seems cheesy.
It
I
does.
don't know what the solution is. But I don't want her to do something cheesy just because it's popular. I want to see her be organic.
I don't
Then
mind.
she needs to. If she wants to be, here's the deal.
I'd
I'm gonna
agree
be.
with
I'm gonna
that.
be 100% honest. And if M60 goes against me on this, he is lying to you. If you want to be organic, Michele, you need to stop worrying about money.
What about the fact that Michele does? I mean, I'm not necessarily talking about money here. Oh boy, here we go. This is what about the fact that Michele, like, she does have a show that brings people together that share
Right.
ideas. I think that
Yeah.
counts for something. The fact is
Yeah.
that she's here every day. Now she's doing the science show. She's doing the political roundtable.
Michele, you've been doing this for years without getting paid. Why all of a sudden do you think people are going to say, "Oh, well, she's never asked for money like this before. She's just told us to do." You see what I'm saying? It kind of feels like
wait a minute. No, I wouldn't say that's not true. Michele has got, and unfortunately, things have gotten more expensive for everybody, not just Michele.
Oh, I know,
Well,
girl.
I do disagree with that, Gidgey. I kind of had to
Do
think about
you
it for a
really?
minute, but like, no, what?
You think her audience is going to start donating?
No, I disagree with the fact that for her to be organic, she has to like let go of the idea of making money, or you said she has to stop talking about money, right?
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
I think she does have to stop ruminating and looping about money, but like, so for my part, like what I've been trying to get Michele to do is just basic things that would just help her bring more income in, like putting up a donation goal. She could put up the fucking donation goal type fish in there, and like it would be more effective than doing nothing at all.
No, I agree, but you heard what Grizz said, right? And that did kind of resonate with me because
yeah,
Michele doesn't organically put that shit up. She will not remember it. She will take someone telling her and telling her and telling her. And is that what we all want to do? Because I'll be honest, she hadn't had a goal up all week. Because I'm not gonna come in here and tell her, "Hey, Michele."
I was considering if I should give her like a checklist or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If maybe, I mean, what are we doing? Oh shit! Wait a minute, we're working. I like it. I like construction.
Oh, wow.
Dear God, tell me Grizz does not get in that machine by himself. Oh dear God, tell me that old man does
Oh
not
my
get.
God. Grizz is building our tiny home commune.
Working.
Oh Jesus
I'm
Christ.
working, and it's a beautiful country out here.
Grizz, thank you. There's the foundation for my house.
Shit, Michele, look, the house has started.
Look, it's good. It's already going.
Y'all want me to tell you something sweet? Grizz sits on a ton of land. And he actually at one time told Michele, "Look, you could come put your little shed down here. I'd let you live on it." But Grizz lives out in the middle of nowhere. There's no way she could ever live there. But he really did offer. It was so sweet.
Yeah, he did.
Grizz, were you the one that was showing that crazy ass, like you were driving up a long driveway and then there was a fence and then another fence? Dude, That creeped me out. That creeped me out so bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was
He
like
was
children
going to
of the corn shit.
He was going to the trap house. He didn't want you to know.
Yes, that was me, and I want to point out that when you're on up here, your ears have to be tuned in for banjo music, and if it's dueling banjos or something like that, then you better hide and be scared. I mean, that stuff is real out here.
Oh,
Yeah. No.
squeal,
What the
baby,
fuck is that movie?
squeal.
Wrong Turn. Yeah, don't make a wrong turn over there, Grizz. We might
Also,
not see you
don't
again.
forget some things, Michelle. Like for example, the socks. The socks was a surprise because Michelle did have a pile of socks sitting next to her. She said, "Oh shit, I gotta fold these and I was doing them on the video." Michelle has got to put some laundry out today to dry. She could do a video of that. She could show the video of the putting the socks up. So you can see how laundry's done. No problem. But I don't think Michelle needs to stream live every minute. She needs more evergreen content. She doesn't have a lot of new evergreen content.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if you set a goal and we're able to make $25 to do it, just make the money and do it. I think you just need to
I came up
ask
with an
less
idea.
why and just focus on making money.
All right, look, if I move into this fucking fucking compound or whatever, I demand indoor plumbing. That's it. I'm sorry.
I agree. Yeah, I kind of agree too.
You
I
know
want a
what?
compost
We
toilet.
do have plans to, if we do it the way we're going to do it, a central community building, there would be indoor plumbing. There would be showers. There would be toilets.
I
there
am
would be a
not
bathtub.
sharing a fucking toilet with you, Michelle. I've seen what you do to a toilet.
Oh, damn. Michelle, you busting up toilets?
Michelle, Noodle says
No, I don't bust up toilets. So just
I'm teasing.
They tend to get clogged when I use it.
She is honest about that. She'll be the first to tell you that she clogs the toilet all the time. It's so funny.
Oh, this is what I wanted to ask. Okay, so I came up with an idea for the political show, right? Where I have a list of questions in numerical order. And I was thinking to keep it fresh and random, but also to maybe incentivize donations, I have a D100 dice and I roll it. And then I pick from those questions to change the topic a little bit, right? We did it on Tuesday. But if somebody wanted to change the topic, they could pay for a dice roll.
Oh my God, I love that.
Work,
oh my God.
Yeah, that would work.
That is such a clever idea.
20, like $5. I said it for $5 per question, but like nobody nibbled on it. It was like,
I mean, I feel like
is this organic? If we start competing to see who can make money on the night shows,
I feel like that's organic.
Oh my goodness, that's stressful. Don't stress me out like that, M60. Because I feel like you're just going to be like, give me money, and everybody's going to be like,
yeah, exactly.
Yes, of course, M60, $2 million for M60. And I'm going to be like, guys, will you pay to roll the dice, please?
Oh my God. I love it. That is so, I'm so stealing that, by the way. But that is such a clever idea. I'm just trying to figure, I think I'm going to do it for different gross shit to eat.
Ooh.
That is such a clever idea. I love D&D.
Hear me out, Gidgy. Get another camera, too. You know what? Let me be a consultant here. Y'all want to be a consultant? Get another camera. Because I've seen this on D&D live streams. You point the camera where the dice tray is, and then you could pan to it and roll the dice, and you could get like hella pretty dice. And be like, look, oh my God, my favorite dice.
Oh, I have got, see, my thing's kind of a penguin because I got really fucked up one night and saw penguins in Texas. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but my thing's a penguin. That's kind of like my channel thing. And I know for a fact I could get penguin dice. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Gidgy. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look now.
Wait, Brittany, one of the questions I wanted to ask you, what about if you were to get land, like you mentioned you live near the Amish, what if you got land in an Amish community? That would be kind of...
I feel like the Amish would fucking hate us, Michelle.
Yeah, they wouldn't like Michelle. We cuss and smoke and drink and we do foul things. We fornicate.
We
I mean,
fart.
we are not good Amish people.
Well, I meant for the land because there'd be less zoning. That's why.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's the thing. We
I
need
found
is
penguin
less
dice.
zoning. We don't need
$17
to.
bucks.
They don't want to get into a county where all of a sudden there's got regulations as thick as the U.S. budget. Wait, don't need that many regulations. Just
Oh my God, there's penguin. I'm so excited. Send me the link. Send me the
I'll
link.
send it. It's in DMs.
Oh my God, you fucking rock. You rock. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will give you so much credit. Oh, I cannot wait. This is Michelle. The whole dice thing really is a good idea.
I
mean, you
dice.
could use that. You could use that on so many goals.
I know.
That's now the political is tonight, right? Today's my last. No,
Tonight's
Is it?
Tech Talk is
No,
tonight.
Tech
tonight
Talk.
is Tech Talk.
Tonight's Tech Talk.
Oh, fuck my life.
What? I thought you said you liked it last week.
I do. No, I'm actually glad. I'm not going to lie. The reason being, with Tech Talk, I won't probably talk a lot in the chat, and I'll be driving back and forth. We're finishing up the move, so that's
Right.
perfect. I can listen to it.
Right.
Are you going to show off decorating and putting
Oh,
up
yes.
stuff? Yes.
Oh,
thank
yes.
God.
The whole
I'm-
9 yards.
I'm going to
Because,
vicariously live through you.
oh, well, you're
While
going to
you
do more than
decorate.
that. You're going to do more than that. You're going to get to help pick out everything. I'm not moving hardly a stick of furniture with me. Yep.
Oh, shit.
Yup. Redoing the entire thing. That's why this move is
You're
taking
getting
so
a
long.
Juicy Couture bedroom.
I'm
We're
so-
switching you up. You're a Juicy
Oh,
Couture
shit.
girl now.
Oh shit. Yeah, this next month, I'm gonna be. I've got a PO box set up and stuff, and I'll be doing shows to take. We'll go through different catalogs, Amazon, whatever, furniture stores, and look at different things, and then I'm gonna take y'all out to different furniture stores on the island because they're really, there's some cool shit. And yeah, we'll decorate like that. I thought it would be
Chris,
fun.
sounds like she's upping your ante. She's saying,
Yeah.
"This is Chris. Show us what you got, dude." That's what.
Yeah.
I know you're creative, Chris. I know you are. That's no doubt about it. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I do like this tiny house thing is because I get to show what I am good at. Running wires and designing. That's what I like to do. That's my thing. Building, conceiving, thinking.
She does have so much fun when she talks about this kind of stuff. It's cute. Okay, Sketty, I am seriously thinking about it. Those are so cool. And for the price, and I live at the beach, so I don't,
Oh my
if
God.
it's-
I want a boneless couch too.
right?
So bad.
Everybody wants one. It's like I'm telling you, and they're getting cooler with them.
A boneless couch?
It's just a couch with no frame, Michelle. It's just like a big microfiber cushion almost, but they're really, really thick.
Okay, so it's a big giant foam couch, kind of like but not a beanbag, but it's got foam.
Kind of like
pieces.
back in our day with the big beanbag. Exactly, Michelle.
Michelle, you know
Same
how
idea.
they ship like mattresses like in the mail now, and they're like
Yeah,
air
yep,
vacuumed and
I've
like
seen
rolled
those.
up.
Yep, they roll up.
It's exactly like that. Their couch is made with the same idea, so they're all foam, so that they can just suck it up into a bag and ship it in the mail.
There's only one valid question I wonder though is how long do those things physically last? Because foam does deteriorate after a time.
Yeah, I'm skeptical.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is they haven't been popular enough with people. I've been following one person that's had one for 9 months now and no issues at all. I'm telling y'all right now, if I get 2-year use out of something that costs me that cheap compared to what a sofa would cost, penguin jokes have been a problem. No way, Chris!
What about that giant kitty cat commercial for Febreze with the big giant kitty cat couch?
I remember
I
that.
thought that
I
was
want a
cute.
kitty
The
cat
Febreze with the big giant kitty cat couch. Something Rusty would like, I'm sure. A big giant tiger cat couch.
I'm gonna tell you now, Febreze, if you're trying to get animal smell out of your fabrics,
It doesn't necessarily work
Febreze ain't
all
it. You need an enzyme cleaner.
Yeah,
This is where
Febreze
my
is kinda like a
nerdy shit comes
master.
in.
Absolutely. Especially with
Enzymes eat the
kids.
bad smell.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all the smell shit. I like clean. I mean, I have some nice candles that give off scent, and I have, diffusers and stuff, but I'm not big on all those,
The
those
only
cheap
thing
spray
is
room
some of those
sprays.
can also irritate cats' senses
Yep.
of
Oh.
smell too. And it can make them
That's a good
sick. So you be careful with scented candles and cats and some dogs.
Yeah, like artificial eucalyptus oil or something is really bad for cats.
Yeah.
And like the stuff that they put in candles sometimes, if it's not like soy candles or something like
Oh,
a
yeah.
regular candle, it's bad if you burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get all those Bath and Body Works candles, and I'm not saying they're not bad candles; they're great candles. But I used to get all those, and I'd have them lit all over the house. One day, my fucking cat sat down, set his damn tail on fire, and I swore I'd never light another one again. It was very quick; it went up quick. It was like poof, and I was like, ah, and I caught it. So, but he didn't really lose too much fur. Anyway, so candles
Cats
left
just
the
do
house.
whatever.
So I invested in these, I now have 3 very nice candles that have these really high sides on them that they are soy, of course. I mean, they're natural. But anyway, yeah, I can't do fun candles anymore
Yeah.
because I'm too scared my cat's going to light himself on fire. I have like kamikaze cats.
That's a reality about pets and candles. I know Rusty is pretty good about candles and fire, but I'm not really want to leave candles around with a cat.
Oh, please, God, do not light a candle. You're blind. Oh, my God, don't light a candle. You'll
Now,
be
you
lighting
see
Rusty
these
thinking you're
candles-
lighting a fucking candle, Michelle.
The long ago, as you know, we converted those candles to use as LEDs now. So those, I think, have been
Oh,
working.
that's right.
Yeah. Because
Well,
I
have
used
you
to,
seen those,
I used to
like,
get nervous
under
lighting the
candle
damn things, and there
warmers?
were actual candles in those crystal holders. So that, and because they would always fall out. Now you don't have to worry about them because they're glued in place.
Yeah. That's good that they've held out.
Michelle.
Oh, God.
What?
What?
I was gonna say, can you set your super chat goal? Because I want to fucking super chat.
What's
Can
that?
you
goal.
or will
Set
you?
a goal.
What's the goal for?
May you what?
The goal is to shut M60 up. That's what I want the goal to be. Make the goal
Yes,
to
make
shut
the
M60
goal
up.
Make the goal kick M60.
No,
Actually, that's
he
a
has
good
to get
idea.
out of this shit. No. You're stuck here.
Let's see. Well, by default, it suggests $50 for 30 minutes.
Oh!
That's the default. So let's see.
No, don't do
given
the
the fact
default.
is, we
Do
got
like-
about 30 minutes left
do like
anyway.
5.
How about that?
Do like 5 super chats, Michelle.
Do like 5 super chats. Do any amount, and do 2 hours.
I don't know if I'm going to be on here for
Always
2 more
set.
hours. I might be here for an hour.
Always set it to 2 hours because you never know if you're going to go over a minute or two.
Yeah,
you don't want
you'd
to
rather
end
it run
before you're-
longer.
Why can't
It'll
you select
automatic-
it? That's weird.
It ends when you end your stream, but I would do $2 donations as late as it is today.
Yeah, click it
Especially-
and do any.
Since
Scroll
David already
up.
donated 10.
Now, what's the goal? Like I said, for 30 minutes or an hour, because I don't think we're going to be
Do
on
it.
beyond an hour. But all right, so what's the goal? Give me a goal. Give me
Mute
a
M60.
mute M60.
Yeah, I like that goal.
I like
Yeah,
that
just
goal.
mute M60. I don't care.
How about mute Gitchy?
See, this is how you start pissing people off, Michelle. Just mute me.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I am offering myself up as the sacrifice here. You have to take it because, like,
I just gotta make sure to unmute you next time you come
I'm
over to
the willing
sci-fi.
part-
I don't
participant
really
here.
mute him. Okay, Michelle, it's a joke. We're not really going to mute him. I don't want. Please
yes,
don't.
we
mute
are.
anybody.
We're gonna fucking mute me, and I'm gonna be as
Okay.
fucking annoying and unsufferable as I can be until we hit this goal. God, I
Better
want to
hit
kick
this
me
damn
now.
goal.
Well, let's just make sure don't forget to unmute you for the science show, or I'm gonna be wondering why you're being silent.
Yeah, no, I'll be here for Tech Talk, which, by the way, make sure that you come check out Tech Talk tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh my God, Noah, that would be fucking amazing. I would pay a lot of money for that, Noah.
Right, so the goal is at this point, mute M60 light blue super chats. You need 5 of them. Those are $2 each. It's $10.
Perfect. That way you will have made 20 today since David already gave you 10.
I know
That's
that.
perfect.
Yeah, I know that.
Look at you.
Let's see this way. What's that smell? It smells like it smells like stale air out there. What is somebody working on outside? Because it stinks. Oh. Oh, there's two. There's two.
Oh, Brittany. How dare you? Did you have something you wanted to say to my face?
You yap so much. I can't stand. I can't be sincere. I can be insincere behind the keyboard. I like talking.
Do you think? Because everyone seems to think I'm being insincere. Like pretty much everything I say, I'm being insincere. Do you think I'm being insincere?
No. I think it might be the way you speak.
Oh, the way I speak. What's wrong with the way I speak?
Good question.
I mean, you're getting really dramatic now.
Oh, really? Oh, dramatic.
I speak. Yeah, a bit.
Achoo!
Oh, that was so cute. Oh, bless you. Oh,
Excuse me.
Gitchy's always sitting there like holding in something, like she has some shit she needs to say.
Well, I just shit, so I'm good.
Oh, well, good.
I do that when I'm on the panel with Michelle, so we're good.
Well, I didn't mean literal shit. I meant like.
Oh, I know.
You wanted to talk shit. Yeah.
What happened to your lip piercing?
I feel like
Did
you
someone
keep
rip
coming
it out?
up here. Mine?
Yeah.
What the fuck? No.
Where did it go?
I took it out a few years ago. I was just like, I don't know.
Put it back in.
I decided it was time to move on from it.
You grew up out of your lip piercing?
I guess so. I had taken it out, like I had it for a while, and like I think when I was in college was when I originally got it done, and then I had it for a while. I took it out for like a couple of years, and then I got it redone because it was like I felt weird without it.
Gitchy, I got a question for you. Could you ever manage to live in a house that was only 120 square feet?
No, absolutely not. No.
I already know you got a ton of stuff too, so I understand that.
Not anymore. Not anymore, because I'm moving into a house that's pretty small. I'm moving into a 100-year-old home. It's very small.
Yeah. 100-year-old homes ain't usually small. Especially farmhouses are not small, usually. Yeah, because like the one of the sheds I was looking at is a 10 by 12. Which is about the size of my bedroom.
Michelle, I wish you'd stop talking about living in a shed. That just breaks my heart.
It's cheap.
I get it.
Oh no, Gitchy, I've got a crazier story for you than that.
Oh God, no! These really bother me because what?
What
Imagine
is your
putting
favorite
somebody
thing
in a
about
shed
Taylor
because they were
Smith
fat.
M60?
Oh.
Spaghetti Model wants
What's your
to know
favorite thing
M60?
about Taylor Swift? I don't like Taylor Swift. I was doing that for clickbait. That's all. Potato started talking about the Swift wedding, and I was like, "Fuck it, this will be something to clickbait."
Well, and I was there, and the whole time I heard you jumping up and down, going, "I love Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift."
I never said that. You are putting words into. You put those words.
Okay,
somewhere.
What about the Swiftie T-shirt you were wearing the other day when you were on panel? When you turned your camera on?
wasn't wearing a Swiftie T-shirt.
Yeah, you were.
And you cut a big V-neck down the
I
middle.
It
was
said like
was
I
looking
show
love
for
your
Tay
chest
Tay,
off.
or it
for
said I
my,
love Tay Tay or something.
5x10 bathroom with a shower is small, but after all, how much room do you really need for the toilet to take a good shit? My bathroom's about the same size, maybe a little bit bigger with a bathtub in there. So
I'm gonna make another demand for the commune.
Michelle,
we
what are
have
the
to
top
have
3 things you
bidets.
hate about me?
What did you just say? What? It
Top
took me.
3
We all
things you hate about M60.
shut up. I'm playing my
Michelle,
game, and you said that.
what
I
are
had to stop.
Michelle?
what's
What
the
are the
top
top 3 things you
I
hate about
hate
me?
about you? How about really? I
Yeah.
don't hate you. Okay. Maybe there's
No,
some
but I'm
things
sure you
I-
can come up
tell
with
you.
something.
The word
Tell
hate
you.
is very strong. Here, let me see what I don't like. Okay, first of all, you're not you. Let's start. You're focused. You're very much focused on money. You're a tightwad. Okay, there you go.
Mhm.
Oh shit, cheapskate
Okay.
60.
All
I mean,
right, I'll
that's not
take
a
it.
bad thing, though. I wish I was more of a cheapskate.
I am. No, I am a tightwad. I'll give her
That's
that.
good. That's good.
I need that discipline, low key. You should do
I
financial
really-
classes.
No, like I don't know that I don't know if I've told Michelle or y'all specifically, but I used to do that extreme couponing thing where like
Yeah, you did tell
I
me
could go
about
into
that.
Publix and like have like 2 grocery carts and they'd owe me like
No.
$1.50.
Oh my god, that is so cool. I love that shit. I will watch that shit for hours.
Do you
I
ever
still
do you
it like
ever
on
play?
a lower
show.
scale now, but like yeah, that's like I don't like to pay full price for anything. It
Now
annoys
that
me.
I'm the same with. Now that I do agree. I very rarely will pay. Yeah.
Did you ever decide to play poker with your friends, but instead of using chips, you use coupons instead?
Oh, that's clever.
I actually saw that. I think I
Was
saw
that a
that on
thing?
Mr. Mom. Yeah. That's what
Oh.
they were doing. They were playing poker, but they were using coupons instead of chips.
Oh. Well, that's different. I could see that though if it was a group of people that really liked, you know.
I'm kind of cheap too, but I'm cheap in a different way. I'm like, I don't like constantly throwing shit out. If I'm going to buy something, I'm going to invest in something that's going to last for at least 10 years before I throw it out. So,
Yeah, but you want to invest in things that appreciate in value, not
Yes.
depreciate in value.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I listen, I am a tightwad, but at the same time, like I'm impressed at your like your but you're really good at paying your bills, Michelle. That's what I'll
She
say.
is.
You're
She
very,
well,
is.
she's
I was a
very
business
stubborn
major,
about paying her
so it
bills.
makes sense. I do my budget just like I would if I was working for a company. So yeah, I'm tight with money. I can make nickels cry. But there are things that I know that I do need for my work. But I'm really, really careful deciding what to buy money on. For example, like I would use Restream at $6 a month versus using StreamYards at $90 or $80 a month because that's completely ridiculous. Google Meets I kind of saw as kind of an in between. Yeah, it was kind of nice. Because you can keep Mojo and Noodles on here because Noodles doesn't want to deal with Discord.
Michelle, remember we talked about that and we weren't going to talk about stuff like that publicly?
All right, thank
with
you.
Noodles. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm trying to navigate this Noodles thing because I really do not want to lose Noodles. I don't want Michelle to lose Noodles. I think that he is an integral part of her streams. And I think he has a lot to offer, but he has said, that he's going to talk to her once Tiger gets back and they're going to sit down and all talk.
I think the reason why she keeps bringing it up is because it,
she misses
they're
him.
so close.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she misses him. I know she misses him and he knows she misses her. It's just there need to be some ground rules going forward. We got to come up with something that's going to make everyone fulfilled,
Well, that's the goal, anyway.
Can I ask the chat how they felt about things lately? Because I feel like it's been
You
a
better
little
talk
quiet
quick. You
around
better
here
talk quick,
lately.
M60, because you're one donation short of being forced to shut up.
Oh, no, say it, Michelle. Say it with the full F word.
Say it.
God.
Top 3 things you hate about Gidgey.
Oh God, could she narrow it to 3?
She talks too
kidding,
much.
Don't.
She basically, she knows everything about my budget when she knows nothing about, way more about my budget than she does. And you see,
I'll give you M60. I will give you all the paperwork I have. I have copies of all of her budgets. I have copies of credit cards. She's stupid if she's saying that because she knows she's shared with me over the years plenty of stuff. Don't you say that. I'm not talking out my ass, girl. And no offense, your fucking income hasn't changed. So I am not talking out my ass.
Oh, I don't know about that because,
I like to talk out my ass. Leave me alone, Michelle.
I
have a big ass. I got a lot to say.
As far as number 3, I can't.
What she told me wasn't that bad.
It's not bad. Listen, Michelle.
It's gotta get rid of those credit cards, but that's pretty much
Michelle makes more money than most of you all out. Most of us. She makes more money than most of us from the government because she's got an amendment to her. So she gets approximately $2,000 a month with food stamps.
$1,670
with food stamps and her other. We've added it up.
Food stamps in, that's $240. Add that to $1,670.
She's entitled to that,
right? Hey, I'm not saying she's not. I am. This woman is blind, deaf, and look. I'm not saying she's not entitled to it. What I'm saying is she knows how much she gets. Now she's got you up to $1,800, right? She just agreed to go to $1,860 or with food stamps. Once she realized that she also has. God, I wish Jim and I was here because she'd rattle it all off. But once you add in the extra things that you have, Michelle, like having your phone bill paid and other things, you're sitting at about $2,000 plus. You have amazing insurance. So here's the deal. When you talk about money, it's hard for people, Michelle.
Oh,
and when you turn
that's
around
the reason number 3, which I hate, is the fact that you think you know all my budget when you don't. Look, okay, let's just keep this from getting too crazy. Remember, I'm paying $1,000 a month rent, and I'm not subsidized. I'm paying that out of my own money. It's a rent's $1,000 a month.
Michelle, you're acting like you and I have never had discussions with Tiger and Gemini about your bills.
But remember, I do got heat and hot water included in the rent, and garbage and sewer.
Well, yeah, fucking who? You're paying $1,000 for a fucking novel. You're paying $1,000 for some piece of shit that you can't even plug shit into without unplugging shit. Yahoo! Good for you.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's better than at least paying $1,400 a month for the same pleasure. I hate
probably not as nice as that 1-bedroom apartment down the street on the first floor, but hey,
there ain't no one. Oh, you mean in Krista's old building?
Yes,
it's not $1,000 anymore. It's like $1,300 now. And by the way,
God, I should have pushed you to move there. God,
and that does not include heat and hot water in the rent. It does include garbage.
I know,
and sewer.
But heat and hot water aren't. I mean, you're not talking about huge expenses, honey.
He could get expensive, I would.
Well, that's true. I don't live. Okay, that's I just said that from living in Texas. That's true. You guys really actually use heat. No, I'm sorry. That isn't okay. So that's like that is a big consideration.
But
Michelle, I was there when we made your budget. I know your budget, honey. I also know. Does M60 know that you use your credit cards to pay your bills?
Yes.
Does he know that? And he approves it also?
Hold on. I mean, we're driving this conversation into a lot of personal stuff. And I mean, I'm aware of that. Basically, she just needs to pay her credit cards off. She's already closed a couple of the store cards.
This is not personal. You can go back a year ago. This isn't personal.
No, I know, but this isn't necessarily something she should necessarily be
well, she's the one that came after me.
Well, I know, but I mean, would you discuss your credit cards on your stream?
Well, God, no! I would never do what Michelle does.
Well, yeah.
That's one thing I also don't do. I don't necessarily call Grubhub and DoorDash for dinner either.
I can afford to call Grubhub and DoorDash for dinner. Come at me, bitch. I'll go band for band with you. Oh wait,
number 3,
you don't
I
have
get
any
annoyed.
bands.
You have the habit of basically like to throw in my face how much money you get versus what I get, and you think that I
really see, and this is what pisses me off. And everyone's right. You're fucking jealous. I have never thrown my money up in your face. As a matter of fact, the only public information is that Scooter made 10 grand 1 month.
The pause alone told me that
but
you basically realized I was right.
Were you bragging about making $4,000 a month or something?
No,
like
$4,000 a month.
Ago?
Why would I brag? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Why would I brag about $4,000 in a month? If I only made $4,000 in a month, I wouldn't be a fucking live streamer. I have never. What happened and what you're referring to, M60. Oh, now I'm
Maybe
fucking hot.
Sam,
here's the problem.
But I
now,
just don't
hang
remember the exact
on.
number.
May I please talk since this is about me, Michelle? Now you've got
All
another
right,
problem
M60.
on your hands.
The public has spoken. They said, "Shut the fuck up."
All right, go off. I can't respond.
Oh, this sucks. Okay, so Michelle, what had happened was you said I didn't make any money, yada da da da. And I said, Michelle, I had made money today, and I did stuff. You can do stuff. No. I can go back and I will show this audience that fucking private chat. I was not bragging about it. Someone else asked me in that chat after you and I had that conversation. It was either Hammer or Braindead that said, "Hey, how much did you make today? Was it a good day?" I said, "Yeah, it was a pretty good day. We made $475 plus, X members. It was a great day." I don't ever talk about money. That is one of the main things on my channel. I never talk about money because
then why
it is
did
repulsive.
you discuss it then, Gidgey?
It was a private chat. Fucking, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. It was a private chat, Michelle.
Okay.
Which I will be leaving as soon as this is over.
Well, because
I will be leaving all your private chats. Now you can have fun without me
over
and
anyway,
Noodles.
So just
yeah. Well, have fun. I'm leaving all the groups. You have fun. You guys can have fun with her. I'm done. I am not going to take this.
Let me ask
Michelle,
you a
if you
question,
think I'm bragging.
Okay,
Oh.
first of all, I just want to say something nice to you. First of all, I hope you enjoy your new spot. I hope you're happy with the new home. I hope you and Scooter work out a great deal together. I really do. I want to see you guys to be happy and successful. So, just thank you for being here. I'm sorry. Sometimes this little thing kind of got a little bit heated. It happens, and this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of cautious about certain things I do on my channel, because of the reason that some people misunderstand.
Oh, Michelle. What just happened?
Gidgey took it personally. That's what happened. All right, so
I don't know.
I gotta make sure before M60, you stay in that chat. So after I run the credits, I can go ahead and unmute you. Otherwise, if I don't unmute you, then you're gonna be silenced during the tech talk, and we both realize that's gonna be bad. So if M60 can agree to just keep silent, I'll just unmute him now. You still have to mute it though, okay? Because that way I don't have to worry about forgetting for later. Or you could always kind of boink him off the panel. Yeah, I could do that. Sure, I could do that. I could just drop him off the panel. That's not the same thing as banning you. I'm just gonna drop you off so you'll stay muted. Bye. All right. I think that there's definitely a lot of ideas. The problem is that there's definitely a lot of emotions, and there's a lot of toes that are getting smashed by sledgehammers right now, and that's where I gotta be careful that things don't go the wrong way, because that happens on the internet a lot. So, yeah. So anyway, but Brittany, if I can give you the website that I was looking at land that was given to me by Stan CT, if you want to browse it, it's not expensive. It's some of the land is pretty cheap. It's a website for land. Cheap land.
Yeah, just shoot me a DM.
Yeah, I'll send you the DM. I'll send it to the Tech Talk group because you're in the Tech Talk group, I believe. So
Whatever.
that way you and M60 can kind of comb over it together and pick up land options. I was looking at inexpensive sheds, and obviously you could look up mobile homes too, motor homes.
There we go.
Trailers.
We could realize this dream. Sorry, I'm trying to process what just happened. Woo!
Yeah.
I think I might hop off though, Michelle, because it's almost 1 o'clock and I need to get ready for work.
Absolutely.
Work. Okay.
All right.
Thank you to everybody that donated.
I appreciate it.
Don't forget to like, hype.
Yeah, don't forget to like, hype,
jazz.
and subscribe, guys. Morning show should be ready to be hyped. The one from yesterday. Please hype the morning show from yesterday. Please hype the science show with laughter from yesterday too. It helps a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead, close up the captions recording. And so the let's just kind of wrap this up in good terms. Yeah, well, thank you, by the way. Thank you for the donations, everybody. It does help. And also, don't forget that the weather is still overcast here, but that doesn't mean that we can't have happy days and happy energies. Oh, yeah! Let's keep that in mind, definitely. May all of you guys have a happy and safe day. May your day be pleasant and bright. May you be succeed in doing the things that you like. Don't forget, we're here for you every day, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. until whenever. 1 o'clock usually? Yeah, 1 or 2. Appreciate you being here, everybody. Don't forget to be there and share, hype, and subscribe to our show, too. The service is ended. Time to go. Peace, kind, love, and don't forget to be excellent. The one and all the party on, dude. Hype, like, and subscribe. And if you did subscribe, please stay subscribed for a couple days, okay? So you can come back in and talk. Because if you unsub, then you gotta wait 5 minutes again, and it kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? So stay hyped or subscribed for a while. And share the show out because that helps us to get more people to know of us. And so more people can be part of the community. Absolutely. So for now, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Michele Marie Dalene, I will always be there for you. Michelle, never stop believing in yourself. Go out there and show the world what you can do. Go kick some ass and have a good time doing it. I love both of you so much. I love how far you have come on YouTube.
In the summer's embrace, she finds her way. Twisting and turning, she won't let things sway. With love for the music and fire in her soul, she dances through life, her heart in control. She won't give up, she won't sit down. In her purple dress, she twirls